Hi, my name is Kathy Farrell, and I am a spiritual director at Ignatius House and at St. Thomas More in Decatur. One of the things I love about Ignatian spirituality is that it includes and respects our entire being, including our feelings and our emotions. Often we are tempted to distrust our emotions as too mercurial, not dependable indicators or guides on our spiritual path. But Ignatius embraces deep feelings as one more way to seek and find God in our lives. For me, some of the most memorable entries in St. Ignatius's autobiography are the descriptions of his copious tears during periods of intense discernment. He describes one time when he could barely get through Mass because he was crying so hard. For someone like me who tears up easily, with joy, sorrow, compassion, awe, oftentimes in spiritual direction when I'm listening to the working of God in my directees' lives, Ignatius's tears brought me a new gratitude for deep emotion, the movement of the heart, the gift of tears. And now, when we are separated from many of the relationships or occasions that invite deep emotions, canceled weddings, inability to visit loved ones in the hospital or nursing homes, separation from our grandchildren, just what is going on with our feelings now? For 5 months, we have adjusted to a new reality, and we have witnessed the gamut of emotional responses in ourselves and in others. Peace, anger, pain, fear, despair, loneliness, inspiration, boredom. Ignatius calls us to seek God in all things, and this time is pregnant with possibilities for transformation, individually and as a society. We must notice, we must feel. If we emerge from this perfect storm of colliding challenges, COVID-19, Black Lives Matter, divisive politics, separation from church communities, if we emerge from all of this without a positive and permanent change, we may not have been in tune with our deepest desires and yearnings, the tears of our hearts. There are so many emotions in the story of the raising of Lazarus. Jesus' intense love for his friends, the mourning of Martha and Mary over the death of their brother, the weeping of practically everyone in the story, including Jesus. In my translation, it says, Jesus was troubled in spirit, moved by the deepest emotions. Jesus began weeping. But then Jesus turns to his Father with another emotion, gratitude. Father, I thank you for having heard me. I know you always hear me. With that trust and gratitude, Jesus calls out to Lazarus, who emerges from the grave, and Jesus says, let him go free. You'd think those witnessing this miracle would be filled with emotions of awe and jubilation. And yes, some were inspired to faith in Jesus, but others responded differently, sneaking off to report to the Pharisees, responding to Jesus' miracle with fear and suspicion. Just what are you feeling right now? How goes it with your soul during this time of uncertainty and upheaval? What a powerful time to really look at the movements deep within ourselves, bringing them anew to God each morning in prayer, and then reflecting upon our feelings and emotional responses throughout each day as we pray our evening examen. Were our hearts moved to compassion with those suffering from coronavirus? Were we troubled and moved by the deep pain exhibited by those persecuted for the color of their skin? Are we battling lethargy, or are we embracing a greater intensity in our love relationship with God? Do not ignore or shun these interior movements. Hold them within your heart and then take them like Jesus into the heart of God, saying, I thank you for having heard me. I know that you always hear me. If your heart and perhaps your eyes are crying, if your emotions are high, it's okay. Be thankful. The Spirit is moving within you, and our God, who alone is in control and always victorious, will see us through. Whether from COVID-19, the chains of racism, or anything else that might bind us, we will hear as did Lazarus. Untie him and let him go free. Our emotions can prompt not mindless reactions, but positive, loving responses. Psalm 91, the inspiration for the attached song on Eagle's Wings, is perfect for this time with its reference to pestilence and plague. As the psalmist says, we dwell in the shelter of God's love, and we will be delivered. Be well. Be at peace.